Hello everyone, it's Patty from pspapercrafts. Happy Friday. I have another fun fold for you today, and this one is called a Vertical Freestanding Fun Fold. So it kind of stands up by itself. I love these kind of cards, especially if you're sending it to someone in the hospital. They can put it on their window shelf or windowsill or a shelf or whatever, or for anybody. It's nice to have it stand up. So again, I found this Susan Camfield made it. I don't know if she's the originator. I've seen a few others, but she made quite a few of them. And this is a Mother's Day card. And see how it opens? So fun. So this is from my March inspiration calendar. So on Fridays, I do a fun fold. So the Vertical Freestanding Fun Fold card. So I want to show you what I used for this card, and then we're going to use different product. I always show you two different ways, or not ways, but two different products, designer series paper, and sometimes I'll change up the stamp set as well. So this is one of my favorite papers. I love these leaves. I love the colors, the pretty peacock. It's so pretty. So this is the Delightful Floral, and then I did get the sentiment from the Perennial Postage, Happy Mother's Day. And then the dies, I love these dies. I just started playing with them. They kind of, they're different shapes and they nest nicely together. And this is from the Thoughtful Expression dies. So, and then on the inside, I love the stamp, so I had to go there and stamp part of this in the pretty peacock. Just makes me happy. I don't know. So anyway, so that's what I did. Of course, you can use whatever stamp, or you don't even need to use a stamp in there. I was going to put designer series paper, and it does open up nicely so you can write on it, which is good. But I thought there's a lot of paper going on, so I would just stamp it. So let's get started with today's card. You can see my gorgeous grape on the side, so you have an idea of what I'm making. So we are going to use the gorgeous grape and then the perennial lavender paper. I love this paper. There's a lot of different patterns in here that you can use for a card like this. So just pick what you want and play around with it. I really love it. So this is, I usually cut down my card base and things like that for you, but I wanted you to see how you can get the most out of your paper. So all these pieces, I'll have the measurements. If you look on my blog or you look on the video, below the video there's a description, and then there's some links that you can click on. One is a project sheet, and you can get all the measurements for that you could print out or just save. And if you're on my blog, there's a button below the video you can watch or print out. So let's get started with our trimmer. So we have an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, and we're going to do our cutting. We're going to cut it right in half at 5.5, like you would do to get 2 card bases if you were making an A2 size card. So we'll just cut that in half, and we're going to use almost all of this. All right, we have to cut this first to 8. It's not 8.5, so it's 8. So we're going to open up our arm and cut it to 8. And this is going to be our card base. So let's go like this. We'll have this. So this is our piece that we're going to fold. This piece, okay? And then this piece is 5.5. We're going to cut one piece to 3.5 by 5.5, so 3 1/2. This is going to be our card front, okay? And then we are going to cut it to 4 1/4. So 4 1/4. And now we have our A2 size card base. So this is the back of this, right? Okay, so those are the three pieces that we'll need, and this is what you have left over. So you're really only getting 1 card for a piece of cardstock. Usually we get 2. I don't want to put that away yet. We have to do some scoring. So this one is the 5.5 by 8, and we are going to score it. So we're going to use our light gray scoring blade, or yeah, I guess it's a blade. scoring tool. I don't know. So we are going to score this at 1.5. And then we're going to move it in and do 2 3/4. And then we're going to go out to 5 1/4. And then we're going to have to open up the arm again. And we'll open up this arm because we're going to go past 6. It ends at 6 and it goes all the way out to 17. So we're going to go 6.5. So it's the long line between the 6 and a 7. It's a little bit funny because the arm is there. Okay, and that is our scoring. So let's put that away. And now we can do our folds. So we're just going to fold it and burnish. Fold and burnish. And just do the same thing. And you know, you probably can just turn the card around if you don't have a trimmer that goes wider than 6. You could turn it around. It's the same sizes on each side. All right, so we're going to do this way and this way. So now you have this, and you'll notice that it's a little bit wider, the fold. Usually they meet and everything's all lined up, but this is the way this will work. Okay, and then we have our card base. So when it's all folded up, it's going to sit on here like this. So the first thing we're going to do is lay our pieces down. And I have a piece, I'm going to put a piece on each side. You can put this down first, but I think it's better to put this down. So these are only 3/4 of an inch. Okay, and we're going to just get some liquid glue, and we want to have just the same size border, top, bottom side. It's a little bit funny, but it works. And again, you could do it either way. So we're just going to adhere this down, trying to get, you know, kind of straight and an equal border. Okay. And then we'll do the other one is right here. And again, there's so many different choices on the paper. I thought it would be nice to not have too many flowers with the flower in the front, that I would have this kind of gingham on the sides. And I like the liquid glue because it gives you a chance to maneuver it. Okay, and then we're going to glue this down. So we're going to put glue all over the back, and you could use whatever adhesive you want. And we're going to lay it right on top. Try to make it even, centered, top to bottom, all of that good stuff. Make sure it's straight. That looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of press it down, make sure it all stays. So we're really just going to decorate now. Now it's kind of funny because in the directions, you're going to have two pieces to go on the inside, and then you're going to have this one kind of left over. So there's 2 of these and 2 of these, and then this one, and you're like, okay, where do I put that one? So that's going to go here, and then this is going to go here. So don't get confused, because it seems like, why are there only one of this piece? Because there's even number of flaps, but we're going to do that front flap a little bit different. So we'll just put this down, and you can mix this up more. I just thought it's nice having this gingham kind of match that. Then on the inside, we're going to put these pretty flowers. And I really had a hard time deciding what flowers to pick. There's so many pretty ones. Okay, so this, and we kind of just want to make sure that it's the top and the bottom. It looks nice when you're looking at it, that they're not crooked and they're even. And let's do this last one. and put this down. Okay, so you're just kind of centering it top and bottom, and then between the two score lines. All right, kind of looks funny, like we're missing something, and we are. So on this card, because there's a white background, I did not mat it. On this card, I'm going to mat it with the crumb cake. Okay, so that I thought it would be, I don't know. I don't like that look where it's dark on dark, even though there is the light behind it. I like to mat it when there's a lot of dark in a pattern. So I'll have in my instructions 2 different sizes, whether you're using a mat or not. So we're just going to put this right on this piece of crumb cake. And then we're going to put it on this other piece of the gorgeous grape that we had. This was one of the 3 pieces that we cut. Isn't that nice? You could do white as well. I just figured the crumb cake really looks nice with the background of this and then the gingham. So we'll just do this. Now, if you wanted to put ribbon down, put it down before you lay this together, before you put it on the purple. Okay, and then this is going to go right on here. So when it folds, it's going to, and it's not to the edge. So it's a little, you have to make sure you don't put glue on this. So it kind of will hang over a little bit. So we're going to put glue on this piece instead. And I'm going to fold it. It's a little bit tricky because you want this to be centered. Okay. So now you'll see it's centered this way. Isn't that cool? I love it. And it does, you can fold it this way so you can write on it. All right, just make sure it's all nice and adhered. So now let's do, I'm doing the same Happy Mother's Day because I have a few mothers to send cards to. So, and then this is the inside layer. So let's just put this away for a minute. And we're going to get our stamp out. And again, the Happy Mother's Day, you can use whatever sentiment you want, but this is from the Perennial Postage. And I think there's some really great, you know, like Happy Mother's Day, you mean the world to me, sending love and best wishes, you are loved beyond measure, which I wanted to send to my mom, but this is too narrow for it. You're simply marvelous. I can't thank you enough. I mean, these are all wonderful Mother's Day, depending on who you're sending it to. And I have a few mothers to send them to. Not that they're all my mothers, but and different sentiments for different people, right? So we're going to stamp this in Gorgeous Grape. Isn't that pretty? And then let's do our sentiments. So I'm going to do sending love and best wishes. So this is not to my mom. And I thought I would do one of these little butterflies. So this is from the Painted Lavender, the butterflies. And I only want the one. I'm going to do the big one. So you can either cover this up with a piece of Post-it note or just ink up this. And I like to just ink up the one. And it's pretty, there's a good separation. See? And then you can just put it down. But if you're nervous about that, just put a piece of Post-it note. Look at that, I didn't do a very good job. I'm going to try to see through it and just press the top down. We'll see. There you go. If that didn't work, I'd flip it over and I'd just do it again on the back. So before you stamp or before you stick it down, always stamp it so that you have a chance to do the back. And then we're going to do some flowers on the bottom. And I want these to be a little bit lighter. So let's get a piece of scrap here. That llama, I was making llama cards. The llama knitting. Let's see how that's going to look. Yeah, so we're going to stamp it here to get the first layer of ink off, and then we'll stamp it here. So you can get a lot out of your ink pads if you have one color, and you can stamp it twice, sometimes 3 times, and get 2 different shades, 3 different shades. Okay, so now let's put everything down. So we're going to put the inside down with some liquid glue, and then I'm going to pop this up with some dimensionals and put some bling on it. Pretty easy once you know, have the formula. And I'm so appreciative of people who figure this stuff out and put it out there so you can make your own. So it's kind of funny because it gets caught on this, but it does open. So you want this to be, again, you want your eye to look across it and it's nice and even. Okay. And then we can put this on with some dimensionals. Happy Mother's Day. And you can make this a birthday card, thinking of you, sympathy, whatever you want. That's the beauty of this. You can change up the papers, change up your stamps, and make all kinds of cards. I love both of these papers. I love flowers, so I'm so happy I was at a nursery, well, a store that has kind of a lot of plants and nursery attached to it. And they had the pansies out. And I just love pansies. I think they are smiling at you. They look like little faces, upright and smiling. They don't last very long, so that's the only thing. Let's see, I did have some bling. So we're going to use the Purple Fine Shimmer Gems. And there's, I think this is Blackberry Bliss, but then there's a light and a dark purple, probably Gorgeous Grape and Highland Heather. So I think I might go with the light because the ink is the dark. And we're just going to put a few down, a big one, a little one, and another big one right here. Pretty, right? Love it. So I hope you give it a try. Don't think that these cards are too complicated, because once you break it down and you understand the pieces and the steps, they're really easy to make. And isn't that beautiful? So they both, you know, Mom will put it on her kitchen counter and be able to see it over and over again. So thanks for joining me, and come back next Friday. What do we do next Friday? Where's my calendar? I put it away. So next Friday we're doing a double fan fold card. I have to learn that. So sometimes I have no idea what I'm making until I make it the day before or whatever. All right, thanks again. Have a good week. Bye.